as a people with one song, with one voice, we're a nation undivided and poised. We will take a stand and build our land in faith to defend what is ours. Here we are as a people with one heart for one cause. We're determined to rebuild and restore. Where freedom reigns and truth prevails. Our land where there's hope for us all. Our land where there's hope for us all. We'll defend our land. We believe in this nation, and we know we'll get there. We'll defend
Good morning, beautiful, beautiful and exciting morning it is on the Bumper Breakfast today. My name is Tomisin, and it's a beautiful Wednesday morning. You know, typical Wednesdays, we usually give you some of the latest stories, some of the latest news in town. And of course, it's Women's Day. It's the International Day to eliminate all forms of violence against women. So, permit us this morning to crush on all women outside there, and of course to restrict the show to discussing everything that has to do with women. But of course, women make the world go round, go round. My name is Tomisin, and of course, hope you enjoyed that news headlines that we gave you this morning, just to give you a tidbit of what has been happening in the country in the last 5 to 6 hours. And Yinkakenny is here with me this morning. I've used my hair, I know, that's what you want to say. Good morning, vest.
No. Honestly, good morning. Okay, let me say good morning, everybody out there. It's good to be here once again. You know.
Before you descend on me, right?
No, not really. You know, there are some fashion styles that I really do appreciate on people, but for me, it's a no-go area.
Did you go to those secondary schools where they choose hairstyle like Kiko Parking?
Somehow, my own secondary school, we had only the final year students making our hair.
Oh,
so
you guys have to cut your hair.
So we had only the final year students making our hair. So we were at liberty to do whatever we wished to do.
Really? Really? In our own.
But honestly,
we had the Kiko, and I've been admiring it for so long a time. So yesterday when I was thinking of what I said to Tomisin, is that Kiko? That Kiko is what can do it right now. That's what we do.
I wish I can survive it. You know, the problem I even have is
survive it?
Having to sit
it's
down.
Not that difficult. It doesn't take more than 1 hour to make. Easiest, cheapest, and beautiful. African.
But it's fine, but just
on me. Never on your head.
There are some things I just see on people, and beautiful. Just like I was talking about your what's that? The eyelashes.
Oh, you can do that one too.
Yeah, I can.
No, but really you wear glasses, so that's how.
No, but you find a lot of women even with their glasses. I want to wonder.
No, but you are peculiar about your eyes. You always touch your eyes from time to time. Your hands can go without. You watch. You're very conscious about. So you really
the little thing I do on my eye is like. After a lot of pressure, you know, for a long while I wasn't doing the eyeshadow, but a lot of pressure, blah 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 blah. It's okay, let me try, because I just look at myself and I say, I put on glasses. So what's the essence of all this? But at the end of the day, well, I just most of the times I just love my comfort. Honestly, I just love my comfort. I just but the little I do on my face, thanks to Lola and Kenny.
I usually just tell you that you're old school, completely old school.
No.
No, really, completely.
How would you look at me and say I'm old school?
You're completely old school. I totally would stick to my comment. You're completely old school.
Tomisin.
Yeah, you are.
Are you out to yab me, as in yab me this morning?
No, there are people that are old school and they are still in their. In fact, you have 5-year-old children that are old school.
Yes, okay, no. Maybe in my mind.
Do you know that
in my mind?
In your mind. In your mind, okay, only your mind, really. I think so. And then your hair.
My kid brother
because you usually wear afro.
Okay.
So
my kid brother will say, at times when I do some things, he will just look at me and say, Auntie, you say this is your face, it's film trick.
The inside of you.
You see, it's film trick.
You see?
See, if someone doesn't come close to you, one would just think you are the
of the whole universe. But of course, another very naughty, funny sister of mine that usually joins me every Wednesday morning is here again. I thought she had absconded, really. You know, she has that disappearing thing she usually does. I actually thought she had disappeared, but I turned to my right.
I've gone to London to visit the Queen.
Don't travel.
Yeah.
Donald Trump said $15,000, but exempted Nigeria from it. Maybe England will come up, maybe UK will come up.
We have our own peculiar problems. So
he left us alone.
Just deal with your problems. Remove this 15,000.
No, but he said Nigeria is exempt from it. So
That's what I'm saying.
if you
Deal
want
with
to
your
visit the
problems.
Queen,
Don't let me add to your problems.
so if you want to travel to the UK now, immediately they'll just come up with a rule. Everyone who wants to come in, whether you have a visa or not, just pay $10,000 bond. 10,000 pounds. Bond.
Maybe I'll go to my father's village and go farm nice.
Like I was saying of air this morning, I said, I just hope all these policies, all these restrictions will ginger African leaders to do something good with their country, so that their citizens will not be so eager at all times just to go out there, so that we can call their bluff, and but we keep hoping. Like we said yesterday, we keep hope alive. Lola, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
You heard all the accolades I gave to you and Kemi this morning.
Introduction to makeup, encouragement of makeup.
Apart from makeup, talking about makeup and hair, can't you see I've been staring at you? I'm staring at Tomisin all day. Like, wait for you guys to talk. I'm just looking at her like
That is.
it's only Tomisin. It can only be her.
That is.
It could only be me, really. Really.
No, but really, it's nice to have you do something like this. I mean,
It reminds you of the secondary school days.
days
And the epic movies.
Yes, Ndejika, Nkechi. Oh, it's not even ordinary epic movies.
Olamma.
But it looks nice on you, though.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And she the picture that comes to mind is, I don't know if of course Tomisin must have watched it. I don't know if Lola watched Checkmate. Not the new Checkmate. Not the old Checkmate. Not the new. They after about maybe 5-6 years. They continued it, but the original Checkmate.
I think I watched the old Checkmate, the one we bought when it was young.
They were all in the new one also.
No, not the new one. I think this was
the older one. Because they were really young.
Exactly.
And they were wearing coats instead of
you watched it again.
Yeah.
So, oh really?
Yeah, no, even at the time. I watched it.
They were wearing coats then instead of suits, so it's very easy.
Oh my God.
But let's take a look at the papers this morning, running through some of the stories. Of course, you've read some in-depth stories, but let's just take a look at those stories and quickly tell you what you have in the papers. The Nation newspaper is where I'm starting from. And Fashola to APC, respect your zoning plan in 2023. There was agreement during the formation. Uzodinma wants against Southeast confrontation. What makes an agreement spectacular is the manner in which it is made and not whether it is written. The private agreement you make with your brother and sister should not be breached. It must be honored. South-South zone calls for reform and power devolution. Naira value not decided by parallel market, says Emefiele. MPC retains the rates. Coast clear for Kunjawela as WTO DG. Opponents as withdrawn. South Korea withdrew their candidate. That was part of the stories you read this morning. Ondo Ocean 3 others to get 148.14 billion naira refund. Multi-million-dollar customs scanners rot away at port, and National Assembly gives budget defense deadline. Buhari orders regular crude supply to modular refineries as they inaugurate one refinery yesterday. We're talking refineries. One refinery was inaugurated yesterday by President Muhammadu Buhari in Imo State. Omolola, what do you have?
Yeah, starting with the banner headline of The Guardian. Naira weakens badly as MPC retains policy rate other parameters. Food inflation to moderate as harvest start, says Emefiele. We must avoid blind speculation, Adedipe warns. Okonjo Iweala's chances for WTO DG brightens as rival withdraws. Explosion, rock, shell, Jeep oil fields, pipelines in Bayelsa. Nigeria not part of visa bond pilot scheme, US clarifies. South demands restructuring, fiscal federalism. I seen on the front page of The Guardian this morning, Nigerian doctor in PVIC's COVID-19 vaccine trial speaks. I think this is a good one for me because coming from Nigerian doctor, and I think it's been all over the social media and, that Nigerian doctor, It's a good one for us that Nigerian doctors are able to provide something
You
good.
know, we know how to make noise
That's
about things like this.
Simply because there was a Nigerian on the team of people who came up with the vaccine.
We
It's a good
can
one.
make all the noise with things like
Let's just
this.
pray the vaccine works well. And then
No, it's
ANC,
been, I think they say it's 95%.
95%. So we should celebrate. Come on. NMA, NCDC, others hail Ogwago. Nigerians are gifted people. Says yes, we are. Says ex-Transcorp chief Ozigbo. Okay, I'll take one of the picture stories. I didn't want to read, but I have strong women on the front page of the Guardian this morning as an advocate for women. Member Board of Trustees, International Women's Society, IWS Nigeria, Mrs. Sonji Ali, publisher, The Guardian, and chairman of the occasion, Lady Maiden Alex Igbo, 63rd President, IWS, Mrs. Ibienwumi Akinola, wife of Ogun State Governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, and immediate President, IWS, Mrs. Nkoli Obi Ogbodo, at the 2020 investiture of the 63rd President and annual November launch of the IWS in Lagos yesterday. This is strong women, trust me. That's all on the front page of the Guardian this morning.
Okay, coming with the Punch this morning, and Punch is coming with the list story: rotation in APC, a gentleman's agreement. That statement is coming from Fashola party leaders this morning. Private agreement cannot be breached. It must be honored, says Minister. There is an understanding on zoning coming from ex-national vice chairman. And Air Peace resumed Dubai flights. Begins operations to Johannesburg, Jamaica. My cousin lost memory, had brain tumor after SARS torture. That's coming from a witness this morning. Confusion over missed NECO exams. Candidates' fate unknown. Aregbesola planning violence with 10th anniversary. That statement is a strong one coming from PDP this morning. And 55-year-old caught with 4 human skulls, 3 hands in Ogun State. Senate approves federal government's 148.14 billion naira refund to Ondo, Osun, and others. CNN, there's federal government releases second Lekki shootings video. Implement zero duty on aircraft importation and spare parts, coming from the National Assembly this morning. And we have rebuilt vandalized facilities in Lagos, Calabar. Senate tells federal government, we are not working for any interest, says Ogwagu, COVID-19 vaccine researcher. And 2 billion naira money laundering. Indume appeals remand. Court orders Mina's sons arrest. That's all we have on the front page of the Punch this morning.
All right, we're moving quickly to the Nigerian Tribune, and the banner headline says South leaders give federal government 7-point demand, reinforce restructuring through federalism, relocation of headquarters of major oil farms to the South, NDDC projects executed in conjunction with state government. INEC Chair Buhari rebuffs anti-Yakubu forces as Senate President reads letter nominating him. Alleged 2 billion naira fraud. Court begins Mina's trial in absentia. Revokes son's bail, orders his arrest. Lagos stakeholders demand special status, government consulting to resolve conflicts over NSAS. Aregbesola. 1 injured, police post burnt as Okada riders, prison warders clash in Ibadan. Electoral bill perhaps peg electioneering expenses for president. Governorship polls at 5 billion naira and 1 billion naira. Proposed 1 million naira fine, 1 year jail term for erring presiding officer. Hashtag NSAS. Senate recommends 1% VAT for Lagos, Edo, other affected states. As trouble is brewing over $500 million Chinese loan as aviation unit kicks against Dragon fan to service loan. November 27th anniversary. There's trouble in Oyetola and Aregbesola scams. We won't be part of any celebration other than Oyetola's Algon is saying. I think that's the Local Government Association in Osun State. Stay away to prevent breakdown of law and order. PDP tells Aregbesola.
You know, there's been a lot of undertone sounds coming from
security
Osun State in the recent past.
Insecurity worsening in the north. ACF Buhari commissions first modular refinery in Imo. It's a refinery. It's not groundbreaking ceremony. A refinery. Finally in Nigeria. Privately owned by some Abdullahi Issa, something like that. Very interesting story. I think we had it in the news this morning while you during the bumper breakfast. So refinery. We're talking refinery yesterday. Refinery. Modular refinery. Nigeria to exit a recession by the end of this year, says the CBN. Of course, the monetary policy rate has been, retained so far. So obviously, you find out that we may keep being optimistic. Keep being optimistic right now. We may actually exit the recession by the end of this year, according to the Minister of Finance. Also said it's not a big deal yesterday. Amen, right? Yeah.
Yesterday we were talking about keeping hope alive, hoping to get some good things today, and today we
got good things.
We have good things.
As we were ranting yesterday about refinery, President Muhammadu Buhari commissioned Yinkakenny. Could you believe that right now? There was a commissioning yesterday,
and the good one Nigerians would wait to see is we coming out of recession.
But maybe
like someone said,
every big country around.
Recession.
But yes, we did. But every big country in the world is in recession. So you're in good company right now. The United States is in recession. UK is in recession. Europe, France is in recession. Germany
it's a global thing.
It's a global thing, and it's been there since March. So we're in good company right now. When they say you're in recession, if they mention countries like Libya.
Let me come and tell you, like my people will say. I beg, recession is different for recession.
There's recession, it's recession.
But at least it's still recession.
The unemployment rate in the United States increased. The number of homeless people increased. Everything. Yinkakenny, I don't like it when you start pointing. Leave my country alone, please.
Yeah,
when we come out of recession.
I'm a proud Nigerian.
Yes,
we're doing
well. Meanwhile, you were supposed to be talking about your second state. My state, your second state. Yes, now how can we leave a governorship position? We have finished our term. We have become minister. We now want to come and celebrate.
No. We should even celebrate.
What are we celebrating?
No.
10 years of our becoming governor in Osun. So why is hold on, please? Why is my dearest former governor Olagusoye Oyinlola? Why is he not celebrating his own? So he too should celebrate.
There will always be someone.
Baba Bisi Akode should come back to come.
Somebody will start something. Somebody will just start something. When somebody has started something,
we like ourselves the way we are.
That thing will continue to continue.
Leave us alone. We like ourselves the way we are. Keep your celebration.
You see, it's been there's been a lot of like I was saying when you were reading the headline stories, a lot of undertone, between Areboshola's camp and Oyetola's camp.
Simply because we cancel some of the things that they did.
Even before then, even as at the time, this issue had been, there's been a lot of ramblings, ever since Oyetola came in as a candidate. You remember what happened during the election period. Arebosola had his own candidate, and there were rumors of Oyetola being imposed, and a lot of things. And I think
chief of staff, wasn't he?
Oyetola was his chief of staff, right? But a lot of waters went under the bridge as at that time, and I think the grudge had I think it's been politicians the way they are. You think they keep there's been a silent, a kind of silent war.
But I think Oyetola was just a man who was positioned, and he was noting down the things that he would like to take a look at, because for him his ears were to the ground, and he kept listening to people, what they would like, and so when he came into office, he began to implement.
But honestly, if you ask me, not that I'm being biased, I think I love his policies, and
I love the reversal of some old policies.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm an Osun State indigenous.
I love
I boldly say it.
policies.
Okay,
And
so
I
love
this is
the
supposed to be like
reversal.
Osun State Indigenous Association. 'Cause
I'm not from Osun State. I'm not from Osun
Okay.
State.
It's a second state.
But you
second state. It's still the second
but
state.
you see, one thing, like I said some weeks ago, one thing I would during by the time it was coming in as a governor, you know, there were a lot of backlog of salaries and all that. And I said to somebody, this is somebody I know personally. This is somebody I had worked with for 13 years of my life. I know that if you will do nothing in Osun State, you will not owe salaries.
And I hope it won't disappoint you. But let's take a quick break. When we return from this break, we're looking at the cultural implication of women in nation building. Interestingly, today is the International Day to eliminate all forms of violence against women. In the world of social media, it's Women Crush Wednesday. So we today are focusing, like I said at the beginning of the program, we're focusing on women. And do you have a role as a woman in nation building, culturally? Because I hear a lot of people come up with comments on social media saying they are supposed to be at home in the kitchen according to the culture.
Or the other room.
Or the Azar room.
Oh my God.
The Azar room.
You have to come up with that, Lola.
I need to take a commercial break so I can bounce Omolola and throw her like this. Boom. And then I'll be back.
Dermatologically tested Bevan Baby Diapers makes babies happy with elastic side bands, breathable external layers, barrier to help prevent leakage, and makes families happy with its affordable price.
The holidays. Some drama. A smoky start. Exciting moment. Of course, everyone is invited. Oh, festive season. What a time for the family. Turn up the way you want. Oops. All fun. And don't worry, the little surprises will make your day.
It's a special season for everyone, so whenever you're festive, it's your moment with DSTV. And this holiday season is about to be lit!
Dermatologically tested Bevan Baby Diapers makes babies happy with elastic side bands, breathable external layers, barrier to help prevent leakage, and makes families happy with its affordable price.
Yeah, welcome back. It's still the Bumpy Breakfast. And when you have women on the show, what you usually get is, from time to time, some measure of funny jests will be going out. I mean, I've heard things this morning like Komu and the rest of it, and I will not be shy to talk about it because it's women's show. I don't know who said it, but
honestly, if only people know what goes on behind
I think we should start a show called Behind the Scene of Everything.
Oh my God.
And then do like a recording. It's going to be an interesting one.
The recording will not be nice.
Because it won't be natural.
Yeah. It won't be natural.
No, you won't know you're being recorded. You won't know you're being recorded. We just go to the management and say, sir, could you come put cameras right in front of us here? And then we download the videos and then we edit it here. Cut off the ones where people are naked. That's also part of the things that happen. All right, it's still the Bumper Breakfast, and of course, it's an exciting morning. If you watch my mood, you see that it's an exciting morning. I love to talk about women, and we have joining us this morning Taye Akinpedu. Of course, she's a renowned journalist. She's also one of us here, one of the on-air personalities here in MITV Star FM, and of course, has touched practically everywhere from in the Southwest, basically, as far as this profession is concerned. For us here, she's the big mommy. For Omolola, I know some people who what they do every morning when they see her is just one, oh, please let me just cuddle you. You know, she looks all cuddly, but then she bites when she needs to. Good morning, Tai. How are you today? Good to have you here.
I think, okay, so for the second time I'm seeing her wearing makeup.
What's that?
I'm just saying for the second time. I remember the first time was at a wedding. I wanted to say for the first time. It was at a wedding, right?
Whose wedding was that? I don't usually do this. It's Tomisin that has come into this wahala of putting.
But it suits her well.
It sits really well on her, but she really doesn't like makeup.
I don't like makeup. It's too fake. Yeah,
I was expecting that from her.
It's too fake. I see women as being too fake all the time. You attach. Tomisin, before I even start the whole thing, you're looking very ingosicious.
Ingosicious. I'm tired you have come.
Tomisin, you look more like an Ngozi. Maybe we should just refer to her as Ngozi
Not Tomisin.
on this program today. Not Tomisin, because her hair is so natural and beautiful. The thing sits so well on her head. And please, I want to see this. I want to see this. You look so African. You know, we have so much attachment as women. We attach this thing here. We attach hair like she's wearing. You attach. I'm sure this is an attachment as well. After the program, she will just go remove it and not look.
Oh my God! Take it because I cannot come and die. Like she just exposed us.
Yes, I need to.
But really, like, you have one day.
I just cannot come and die.
I think we should have a wig off day.
A wig off day. Makeup. Remove makeup from yourselves, and let's see the natural beauty.
Wig off day and the makeup.
Makeup.
Let's not do that.
Day.
Really?
Make off. Yes.
Make off day.
Before you people turn it into an argument about makeup and all that, let me.
No, but Tomisin, you should wear this always. It's really nice.
Always.
Honestly, it's really nice. She looks more African and beautiful.
No, but it's
the kind of hair she had yesterday was a Calabash kind of, and I said to Tomisin, she only problem. And she said, no, the one is standing like this, the other one is looking like
okay,
the other. You know, we had to like just roll it. You saw her yesterday.
Yes.
And she said, I'm going to fix my hair at 6. And you came back with this. Is looking very beautiful. Whoever made this for you is a professional. Really? But I don't see myself doing this because I've always been like this since '99, and I don't want to change it.
Anyway,
something
this is my niche. This is my niche.
But it's always good to
no,
have this.
She has almost the same thing underneath her. Difference is longer. And then she
leave Yinkakenny. She's the old school amongst us.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yes.
Well, I need to get the topic of today. The cultural role of women in nations building. And we're looking at a woman's perspective. So obviously, you're going to be hearing a lot of funny stuff. So I was listening to somebody talk on social media. And this man came up and posted on Instagram. He actually said, if you want peace in the world, let the women go back to the kitchen. Wow. And stay in the bedroom.
Are you
And let
for
them,
real?
I'm not joking, he's even a popular person. And let the men go out and do the work if you want life to go back to normal. And I look at where we
Oh,
were
no. Look at the
in the
expression on your
days. You see, I can see your faces. You guys are like rolling your eyes like, was he an alien? Really?
In this age
And
time.
Exactly.
So, and I needed to, kind of go back and say, hello there. Culture, is that really our culture? Because I don't want to go biblical, religious and all that. Is that really our culture? We had my grandma is 99 this year. And at 99, I've always known my grandma to sell gari and yam. And she's been selling gari and yam.
A produce seller.
You get it. Since my parents were born. And all of the other wives in the family also had trades.
They had something doing.
So I'm just wondering where they came up with this idea of women not working.
We grew up knowing, let's not run away from the fact that growing up we were taught how to behave.
Yes.
We were taught that, okay, if you're learning skills, handiwork, you just learn and go back. Go back
to
home.
where you belong.
If you learn a trade, the belief that whoever that is going to be your husband should take charge of whatever it is you want to do. Growing up, we were taught so many things as a girl child. That okay, this is how to sit, this is how to behave. You have limitations. We live as women. We live in an environment of denial. You have so much to say you cannot say because you're a woman. You have the opportunity to travel out. You cannot travel because you're a woman. Somebody somewhere is telling you, no, I'm married now. That's the thing for us as women. They just carve you somewhere. Recently, I had, I think 3 weeks ago, I had a woman on one of my Yoruba programs on Star FM. She said she had to quit music for 30 years.
Wow.
She was deprived of that passion and career and opportunity. She's worked with the likes of Julius Olagoroye. She worked with Benga Deboye. She worked with Baba Itunu, Benga Dewusi, with Tope Alabi. We all know who Tope Alabi is today, a renowned gospel artist. She left the scene of music because she said she was married. After having everything, after taking everything away from her, she now realized that, look, what am I doing in this marriage? What am I doing? What happened? What went wrong? When she came back, she's now trying to find her feet, in the music scene. Because she has so much. After 30 years. Because she believed that, a woman's place is in the kitchen.
She was raised to think so.
She was. We all were raised to think so.
True.
No, you see, that school of thought, I just don't know where it came from, because I look at, let's talk about the days of our grandmothers, that they said that, or they made us believe that they belonged to the kitchen. Now, for me, it was complete slavery, in the sense that those years, these women went to the farm.
They had something doing.
Exactly. They would go to the farm. They would do all the work on the farm. Unfortunately for them, they will come back home. They will go straight to the kitchen and do all the work there. Come out of the kitchen, take care of the children single-handedly, leave the kitchen, taking care of the children. At night, they are in the order room. And that is why,
I don't understand what you guys are saying.
That is why we used to see them looking old, haggard. You see a 25-year-old one,
but no,
she's been used up. So I don't know where the school of thought came that they weren't working.
But
the only difference I know is that today's woman she's more enlightened, and she understands her rights.
I think that's the
and she's ready to stand up for her rights.
I think she's. No, I wanted to add something to
Elizabeth
that analogy.
she's
She's
correct.
What makes them haggard is not the fact that they go through all of that.
yeah.
What actually makes them haggard is usually there is the threat of marrying another wife if you do not have more children. So they go through childbearing so much that while they are recovering from one and going through all of the physical hardware, they are ready.
It's
pregnant
all
again.
You know, if
everything joined
makes if you
together.
ask me, I'll say that there's not much difference between our grandmothers, our mothers, and us. And why I'm saying this is because they have always had a trait. In the southwestern part, I remember that when I was growing up, I know my grandmother to be one of the best. They call it ajakpa or whatever in Alajapa, thank you. And that means trading. And I saw my aunt.
No, traveling to trade.
Traveling to trade, thank you.
Oh,
That means for some period of time, they were
traveling
not
to trade
they
or
used, they don't use,
smugglers.
that's the thing, they're not always home some of the time. So they had something they were doing. The only difference is they weren't educated, they weren't enlightened.
Oh, they were educated.
They were educated.
They were not formally
educated.
They
Thank
were
you.
educated.
Formally educated. I think that's one of the major
And they were
difference.
living under some sort of bondage, will I call it? Or slavery,
it's
or
because-
they've been psyched
To
believe that.
in as much as we want to talk about culture, we should also be able to balance it. I was asking somebody 2 days ago, I said, what was God thinking when he carved a woman out of a man? What was he thinking? You know, women are so beautifully made that, to the extent that we have all the strength and energy. We can multitask. We can do a whole lot of things. But all the same, we still need to balance it. We have a home. A woman's pride is a home, a husband. We're made to understand that. So if you're not married, you're not there yet. And
according to yeah.
Let's say it the way it is.
according
to
to
the culture.
the culture and tradition that you must be, you know,
To be identified.
to be identified in the society.
To be called a
That's
responsible
the reason
woman.
why I said we live in denial. We as women all over the world, we're living in denial because you are not allowed to do some certain things. For instance, the kind of business we have found ourselves in now is a man's world. Sunday was complaining before we started this particular segment that we have too many women in this place. Too many women. I wonder what Babamudi was thinking when he was employing too many women.
Because they feel
Threatened. You understand? They feel threatened.
But that is Sunday's way of telling you he feels threatened.
Men feel threatened generally, and that's why somebody you didn't mention.
Even if the man from the house, let me Furuko Bulashiri, can say that we cannot afford to allow these women come into this house because they are too intelligent.
Women are not. You see, I don't know, when God created a woman, He added so much into us, and He now gave us everything. Women are more superior. I am saying it on a national TV station. Women are more superior.
And that's why the Indians actually almost worship their men. Women. They worship their mothers.
You say
in India.
Women are more superior because we have everything. But because God Almighty saw that also in women when He did the creation, He said, okay, be submissive to your husband.
Yeah.
Because if He didn't put that clause, forget it.
Women will overrule.
Forget it. Women will
Over
overrule,
everything.
overpower. They will do almost everything.
It's something
Which
that,
means we actually have a role.
We have a role to play in the Nigerian economy. A huge one.
It's something that it's inborn. It's just there.
That's the way we were wired. That's the way we were created.
You have children. You have the boy. You have to every rule there are exceptions. You know, if very few exceptions, but you know, with at a larger ratio, you have two children. You have a boy. You have the girl, and you realize that the girl, right from childhood, she's taking up responsibilities. It's just
Now let's compare. Let's place a 10-year-old child and a 10-year girl child and a 10-year-old
Boy child.
boy child. You see the difference.
Exactly.
Naturally,
I think
the girl will take charge.
No,
The girl will take
think,
charge.
It depends on the family where they both the girl and I think it depends on the family they all grew up from, because when I was growing up, I was the only girl, so my brothers didn't have a choice. My father always said something, "Mi ò lè fi kẹ̀kẹ́ kan," which means if she's going to be doing that, you are also going to be doing it. You're not saying because she's your sister. No, but if she can sweep, you can't sweep. If she can do anything, you can
I'm
do
not
it.
saying that there should be segregation, but there's this natural instinct
That because I'm
in a girl
That makes you feel like taking charge.
no, that
Yes, to a
takes
reasonable extent.
that takes
Find yourself in a
responsibility
classroom.
and can naturally multitask.
Yes.
Naturally do a whole lot of things.
You see
Now
them
let's
doing
take
things
it
and you're
back.
like,
Let's take it
you
back
should
to
have
the
done better.
economy. Now you see at a place of work, and you see that you have a general manager that is a man, and you have an admin manager, unfortunately, that is a woman. I'm telling you, subconsciously,
The woman admin manager will perform better.
exactly, and somehow you find it happening in a lot of places of work that they just want to make the woman be, at that position, so she doesn't move, she doesn't. You understand what I'm saying? Because she just takes up,
That responsibility.
our responsibility, whether someone is there or not. And that is the reason you find out that a lot of, even in some places of work, you find out that some rules are just not favorable to women. For the woman, you see, they just bring up a lot of things to choke you up, a lot of things. And in the midst of it, we still try to cope. We still try to, like the woman, for no fault of mine, I have to get pregnant. It's a natural course of life.
It is.
For no fault of mine, I have to do my monthly period. And if I'm not fortunate enough to be somebody that will do my
painless
period, and nobody will know, it's no fault of mine, for crying out loud. And you realize that even in the official environment, because of this natural, course women had to go through, some places of work, you see them choking the woman. In spite of the fact that she's being choked, she still performs. And unfortunately for her, some of them, most of them today, and I know, they go back home, they don't even find the solace at home. So they still have something else to deal with.
At the same time. Well, let's bring this conversation to the fact that we're talking about nation building here. And I want to look at the dangers of actually exempting women from being fully involved, because a country like Germany just created a rule now that compels executives and boards in corporate organizations to have at least a representation, a woman in every board, at least one in the private world, not even in government. They already have about this. The German chancellor is a woman. The minister of women affairs, they have so many women in government. But we discovered that they have that gap in the private world. So they have to put up a rule to ensure that that happens.
It has to be by fire, by force thing. You must have a
So,
woman
so
there.
it means that
Because they know that women are good performers.
so if you don't make those rules, it looks as if these things don't work. But we live in a more under the guise of people say cultural society.
Now,
Which for
let
me
me-
is not a cultural society.
Let me-
It
let me-
is
let me-
an intentional society where they subject you to just not having impact, not being able to do anything. That's what I'm asking.
And
What's
you
the
see-
tragedy?
You see, that is why we find ourselves where we are in this country. Now, Tomisin, women are naturally proactive because of the motherhood instinct in every woman. You want to look at you are at the end of affairs. You look at the nation as your baby, and you want to say that this baby, when this baby is 6 months old, definitely this baby, I will need to begin to feed this baby on cereal. So let me prepare this baby for the time I'll begin to feed this baby on cereal. When this baby gets to 1 and probably a year, 6 months, he or she has to start eating something right. What are the things that he or she would need? That is the same way the nation. You see, the woman will sit down and let's look at the issue of COVID-19. COVID-19 didn't meet Nigeria like that. Bam. We had a lot of time to plan for it. Honestly, I want to believe that if we had a woman at the helm of affairs, she would have sat down to, this thing is coming, it's
Maybe
going.
as a Minister of Health, maybe as a head of the NCDC.
And if she was given the free hand, is another thing to be at the helm of affairs in this part of the world, and it's another thing for your hand not to be.
And that's why I'm
held
asking
on.
our guest this morning, what exactly is the tragedy in denying women of this opportunity?
I'm happy we're having this discussion today. As women, we should look inward. Are we supportive of ourselves? We are enemies to ourselves.
A lot of times.
Yes.
You just hear women supporting women.
Once upon a time, we had a woman as the